All right, cyber traders, welcome on back here this Tuesday afternoon. As always, post Traders Talk edition is always on Tuesday. Great to see Richard, Grant, Margaret. I saw Barbara just before. A bunch of our students just rejoining us right now. I saw Steve a moment ago. I saw Scott and all of our students just otherwise. Hey, if you're joining us there or back on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc. Again, I'd referenced our Traders Talk workshop we'd conducted earlier this morning. Hope you were there. Hope you had enjoyed. If not, we have that on replay on standby for all of our students at least. If you'd missed out, joined late, you could always just check back in just on the student dashboard, the CT website. But all of us on social media right now popping up on the lower left at Cyber Trading U. Just always look to make sure to follow and subscribe to all of our social media streams there. Now, hey, I'll tell you what, heading into the afternoon, we are having a pretty good day. Market continuing to push back on up. Just earlier, I know a bunch of our students were saying earlier they're up or flat on the morning, which, hey, flat's good, especially heading into the late morning, early afternoon where, there could be more opportunity. There could be. Not every day are we going to see as much. Some days are very dry. Typically, hey, around 12:30 anyway, not as much out there. That's just kind of generally speaking. Well, I'll tell you what, we ended up having a bunch of good trades come across our radar here inside our live trading room. Starting off with the ACB trade here, it's up 16.5% right now. I wasn't really expecting to see the pot stocks continue to move from the end of last week, whatever that 420 holiday, and had a good pop at the end of last week. I was not really expecting to see ACB, CGC both moving really well here this morning and still holding well now. That doesn't mean I dislike it. Actually, I really like it here heading into this time of the day. So, I'll do just that. Put them both on our watch list here to start. Both the Canopy trades there, as Fausto says. You might have like maybe one or two more. This one here is like a cheap, slower one, SNDL. We don't need to trade every stock under the sun, right? Tilray, TLRY, remember that? We're going to trade the ones that are the most bang for the buck. And that doesn't always mean cheap. That means in terms of efficiency, volatility, and ACB, CGC are two of the best so far. Same to be said with the crypto stocks, right? I mean, now at this point, I know Margaret and Scott and, Richard and Brad, certainly, Brian, certainly. And, I could say that with all of us, but just the more that you're with us in our room, that not all of these crypto stocks are going to make the same move. They're not all going to be as good, right? So, the ones that we like, CLSK, Mara. Now, I will say, namely this week, Riot. I can't shout him out anymore. Alex Poe in our live trading room here, one of our gold students. He's been with us for a little while now, but one of our great traders in our room, and he's really one of our great contributors as well on our chat board. But he gave me some great intel on Riot from the beginning of yesterday morning and pre-market, even telling me, Josh, you got to follow Riot this week. There's some news that came out. Basically, it's really going to help them with just production on Bitcoin. Should lead to a big push on the stock. They were up yesterday morning, I'll tell you, and they popped right away. They popped this morning. So, you know what? I could add Riot. I could add CLSK. Even Mara's looking a little bit slower compared to the other two there. We'll check out the other, cryptos like Irene. You got Hut not having a bad day. It's right at the highs as well. I could add this here too if I really want. Coinbase is not a miner, as we all should know. This is like the big regulated, centralized exchange where you could buy and sell crypto, at least, US wise and globally. But, just saying that, I mean, Coinbase having a nice little day, but I'll add CleanSpark, I'll add Riot. Those are the two. So it's a very Josh watch list here so far, if I must say so myself. You got at least two of my favorite pot stocks there, two of my favorite crypto stocks out there. Now, hopefully there's plenty of other trades to work with. If you see on the lower right here, well, NKGN, what's that up to? And we were talking about this earlier, right? Actually, in our workshop, Traders Talk, I took a loss on this trade. I showed you that just in full, right off this exact same level. I took a win on this trade from this exact same level early this morning. My student Manny, it wasn't big, but it was enough. And just like quick little 7-8 cent profit to start the morning. Well, unfortunately, that got washed out on this trade here. Well, at this stage now, I wasn't as focused on it going into the afternoon. I was just jumping around. And next thing you know, I'm just scanning. I turn around. I see this is not only back above my level here, but it's holding back above the VWAP. Remember, that was the whole reason why I made a stupid trade earlier here and took that loss. It was because the VWAP was being tested over and over as support, and it got broken through. Well, now it's acting as resistance there at that time. So Hey, heading into the afternoon, we were saying maybe there could be a chance on it. We'll see. Thankfully, easy to say, but I ended up catching this just in time. It was pushing back over the VWAP, pushing back over that 177. Now at this point, still has some big resistance to work with here at 190. There's about 43,000 shares just popping up. I think that literally just popped up right now. Take a look at this. Just right now, this order popped up within the last like few minutes at that, a couple of minutes. And now, even actually underneath this trade, you have about 60,000 shares in total at 181, 182. An interesting battle here between the Bulls and the Bears. Now, I'd rather see it just break resistance and make this cleaner push here sooner than later. But at least for my trade's sake, I have support at my line. And now also about 60,000 shares here on the bid. So, at least for now, that does help my cause. All right, so I'll add NKGN to our list here too. Not just because I'm in the trade, but it's pushing back up pretty nice. It's up 27, 28%. Watch the spread. This thing is a little nasty on the order book here. It looks pretty filled in, but the spread seems like it could open up every now and then. It was like the same as this trade that I had from earlier, the NIVF stock. The order book looks a lot better now than it did before, but man, the spread was jumping around here on this one too. From 1 cent to 5 cents just the next minute. So, I'm going to put the NKGN on our list. We'll see if that could end up making that higher high. Now, though, what we'll do is go right from top to bottom here, see if there's anything else looking nice. All right, so the NIVF, there we go, top gainer right there. Now, as we go through it, like a lot of these trades are going to just look like lower highs, flattening out, or otherwise just the order books won't really look too good. Like here, MTC, high or low, it's filling in sideways, I guess you could say there as well, but yeah, like all these trades are pretty much just washed up across the afternoon. Wisa, not doing too bad. I mean, nice little afternoon push, gotta say. Just be careful of the order book, as we had mentioned, even from last week at the end. Uh, yeah, I mean, for right now, this could act as resistance. It broke down from the last two lows here, from like 560-ish, 570-ish, popping up there just now, acting as resistance now. But you know what? It's more of an afternoon push, more of an afternoon move. So you know what? I'll kind of add it for now. Wisa. Ooh, ABVC. The stock also holding up pretty strong right now, at least near the highs, only a few cents shy. Obviously a little slower, more of like a level one, maybe level two trade, definitely more towards category one in terms of how we, rank them. But yeah, I mean, I could add this too. Let me just keep going down this list for right now. There's a lot that's up percentage wise. We're working in a good market, obviously. So, ACB talked about already. You got the Groupon trade here. I haven't checked that one out just yet. That's pretty flat. Laser, we're familiar with that stock. It's trying to eke up a little bit, but I'm not fully sold on it just now. Kind of just skim through the rest of the gainer side here. Jumia, speech impediment there as always, but BBAI, SOUN. I'll tell you, we got a good list already. It's not like we're at a shortage. We've done our homework already at this point. We have a lot of great trades already. The two pot stocks. We got a few different crypto stocks. Oh, this would have been this would have been an A+ setup. Weight Watchers got lucky here today because I was about to crush this trade Fausto called out. It was just right off the level and it just never broke. It didn't break resistance. You want to know what is breaking resistance right now? NKGN just popped, broke above 190. Big order just got filled here. Here we go. This might be the beginning of something pretty nice coming up. So again, that's why the stock's on our watch list here. Just let's make sure 190 could flip into support. Let's see what else we got here. Go-To, Chinese education company, I think. I mean, everything else, maybe Bloom Energy, IONQ, actually a familiar name as well. Wow, there's a lot of, Josh stocks, basically. A lot of stocks that I've seen on my own personal watch lists every now and then, at least up decent chunk here today. AGBA, not so much. All right, hop over to the loser side here. Folks, hey, Michael, Kathleen, Brad, Leda, Ravina, all of our students right now in chat right now. Definitely let me know if anything else is looking good here across the board. ABEO got smashed, I guess, overnight. It's down enough where you could look for a dead cat bounce, but it's not really trending too nicely, is it? So, yeah, I'm going to pass on it for right now, but maybe we'll check back in tomorrow. JetBlue. That's not JetBlue. JetBlue right here, down about 16%. Took a huge hit overnight. Had a little dead cat bounce at first, but then it pulled back. So nothing really too tradable on it here at this time right now. DJT, just checking this trade out for right now. Normally the order book sucks on this stock, so we normally don't focus on it. I'll tell you, we're working in a good up market like we were looking for. I don't want to say like we were expecting, but we were looking for the gap fill on the SPY. We broke under and over it. We're bouncing back up very strongly from now. So we're looking pretty strong here at this stage heading into this, point, right? So, hopefully we only continue to see higher lows. But for Michael, Grant, Dave, Leda, all of our students right now, Lawrence, let me know if anything else is looking good. Last call, but I like what we got. NKGN now popping, so it's at least 5 really good trades, and then you got the WISA, so in total 6. CLSK looks good at 21. Yeah, it's one of them. That's one of the stocks on our watch list already. So, we like this one just because it's become a little bit more volatile of a trade. And I mean that in a good way. We like volatility as long as it's tradable. So, really, this has been a phenomenal push, even from last week off 15. Hey, I shed the truth, folks. Right place, wrong time. I was looking for a swing on this from 15. I'm a day trader at heart, so I had a great entry at first, but it pulled back. I'm happy I got out because it pulled back $1, so it would have been a pretty big loss if anything. But it moved back up, and I just wasn't there to take the re-entry on the swing. So I said, you know what? Let me just keep day trading it going up, and that's fine by me because you can even make more money day trading it compared to the swing over time. But just with that, I'll keep CLSK on our watch list here with the Riot trade. Then right now, check out YouTube, Facebook Live, all of our social here once more. Appreciate you folks joining us here each and every morning, each and every afternoon at Cyber Trading You there on the lower left. On the top left there, you should see that QR code. If you're fancy with your phone, fancy with your camera, just actually put it in front of you, the QR code right there. It'll kind of catch it. And as long as you can see that there, click it, and you can join us for our live trading room for a week-long trial. If you are not as fancy with your technology, with your device, no sweat. On the bottom right there, you'll see ctu.co/trial. We look forward to having you there either way. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, for right now, we have a pretty decent watch list here, folks. So last call from Benzinga Pro, and then that'll wrap it up. Not much else really sticking out here on this scanner here. NKGN we got, WISA we got. HCP. We talked about this actually before this meeting started. I forgot about it here briefly. We're not going to put it on our list at this stage, but it was a good call out from Scott at the time. Just made a big pop, got halted. But when I see that pop and reopen, it was like midday. My first thought was like, oh, probably like a buyout rumor. I could always be wrong, but it ended up being some article that came out in regards to a takeover. That was the news that came out, but I don't know if it's an official buyout. But at this stage, it's pretty flat. So I don't really have, really much interest in this trade now, but it was a good call out at the time. Nice call out from Scott there off the pop. All right, folks. Hey, I'll catch back with all of our students and members inside our live trading room. Just give me about 15, 20 minutes, fill up on water, make sure I'm good to go there. But otherwise, I'll be back on the mic here for one final push here heading into the close. Talk